Good morning, students. I'm Brian, and this is the English of Life. I'm not appearing on camera this time because, well, I'm having a bad hair day. Today's topic is one that everyone is thinking about every day. Money. Those that have it and those that don't. Should you give strangers on the street begging your money? Why or why not? What good would it do, or would it cause more bad than good? I leave it up to you to decide. Spare any change? How much money is there in the world? According to the CIA fact book, the total value of the world's money in dollars is $80.9 trillion. The current world population is 7.6 billion people. If we all had the same amount of money, we would all have $10,625. How much money do you have? Do you have billions? Well, congratulations. You are part of the elite 3 Club. Money will never be a problem for you. If you kept your $1 billion in a low-interest savings account at just 0.03% APU, you would earn over $33 million a year in interest. You could spend $91,315 a day for the rest of your life and still have $1 billion in the bank to leave your children. Is it any wonder at all why the rich just get richer? The richest people in the world 2018. Jeff Bezos of Amazon is worth $112 billion. Bill Gates of Microsoft is worth $90 billion. Warren Buffett of Berkshire Hathaway is worth $84 billion. With a combined net worth of $286 billion, these 3 men have the same money as the poorest half of the United States, 162.5 million people. The richest people in China 2018.
马化腾
of internet media, $45.3 billion.
马云
In e-commerce, $39 billion.
许家印
In real estate, $30.3 billion. The average net worth of Chinese citizens is $22,513. This means that half of China is richer and half is poorer. With a combined net worth of $114.6 billion, these 3 men have more money than over 5 million of the average wealth Chinese. There are an estimated 2,208 billionaires in the world as of 2018. Altogether, the world's billionaires are worth $9.1 trillion. 2,208 billionaires control 12.25% of the world's wealth. The richest 1% of the world controls more than 99% of the world's wealth. What can you buy with $1 billion? This private island is $16 million. You could buy 62 of these. This Lamborghini Venano Roadster, the most expensive car you can ever buy, is $4.5 million. You could buy 222 of these. This 100-foot yacht is $10 million. You could buy 100 of these. If you have $1 billion, there is not much in this life that you can't afford. If you choose to give away your fortune, $1 billion could help a lot of people. McDonald's Big Mac is $3.99. There is 233 million hungry people in Africa. You could buy them all a Big Mac. Venti Starbucks coffee is $3. You could buy everyone in America a coffee. 325 million people. If you wanted to wage a private little war, you have the money to do it. This ZTZ-99 tank is worth $2.6 million. 50 of these you could buy for $130 million. Chengdu J-10, a Chinese fighter jet, is $27.84 million. How about we buy 10 of these for $270.8 million? A well-paid mercenary of high skills and value is $5,000 a month. 10,000 of these should do nicely, I think. Say for 3 months, the cost of your army will be $150 million. The AR-15 assault rifle, now to do some damage, it's $1,500. 10,000 of these will cost you $15 million. Add another million for plenty of ammunition. A hand grenade is $35. We should give about 5 of these per soldier. That'll be another $1.75 million. So far, we've only spent about $418.5 million of our $1 million budget. $1 billion could kill a lot of people. Do you have millions? Then you are very rich indeed. You are one of the estimated 45 million millionaires in the world today. Most people will work their entire lives and never earn anywhere close to $1 million. Are you rich? The Trump administration now views individuals making $500,000 a year and married couples making $600,000 a year as rich, because those are the income thresholds that now pay the top federal marginal income tax rate of 37%. The highest paying job in America is an anesthesiologist at an average of $258,100 a year. Are you rich? If you earn $394,000 or more a year, you are in the top 1% of incomes in America. This is considered to be the upper class. Most everyone in this class are business owners and investors. Are you well off? If you earn $113,000 or more a year, you are in the top 10% of incomes in America. This is considered to be the upper middle class. Are you middle class? If you earn $32,500 to $60,000 in America, you are considered to be middle class. Are you poor? According to the 2018 U.S. Federal Poverty Guidelines, individuals that earn $12,140 a year or less are living in poverty. 14.5% of Americans by this definition, or over 45 million people, live in poverty. Are you unemployed? The unemployment rate in the United States is 4.2%, or 6.8 million people. Are you undead? Whoops, how did I get in there? Are you homeless and hopeless? There are an estimated 553,742 people in the United States that are homeless. According to a United Nations report in 2005, there were 100 million people around the world that were homeless. This number has only risen since then. What is a beggar? A beggar is an impoverished person that lives on the kindness of others. They have been reduced to the lowest class of people in society. Also known as a bum, panhandler, vagabond, deadbeat, hobo, or tramp, these people represent the bottom part of society. The beggar begs for many reasons, but you can be sure that most don't become beggars because it pays well. So why do they beg? For the majority of street beggars, it is simply a way to survive. For some, it has become a lifestyle and one they have grown to accept. For whatever reason, many find themselves homeless and feeling helpless. They only hope to get enough money to eat and likely satisfy their addictions to alcohol, cigarettes, and/or drugs. Some beggars have mental or physical disabilities that make working a job difficult or impossible. These heartbreaking stories are all too common. Governments and charities work to help these desperate people, but it is often not enough. Some beggars are children and women with children that are forced to beg by their parents, spouse, or benefactor. Some also will, with nowhere to go, live on the streets. In some cases, these children are cut, burned, blinded, amputated, or otherwise maimed in order to elicit sympathy and therefore earn more for begging. Some beggars are travelers on their way to somewhere. Some of them are nomads and live a lifestyle of constant wandering from place to place. Many of these people consider themselves free spirits and live their lives day to day. They don't have any idea where their next meal will come from or where they will lay their head to sleep that night. Why do people give money to beggars? People give to beggars for many reasons. Some out of the sense of duty or compassion. Some because they feel sympathy or even empathy for the beggar. Some just to make themselves feel better about themselves. Whatever the reason, giving to a stranger asking for help is a shameless, selfless act of kindness, one that most people never do. So the question becomes, why do people not give money to beggars? Some believe that beggars are nothing more than scam artists and don't really need money. They are not entirely wrong. Some beggars are con artists, taking advantage of kind hearts and fooling them into handing over their hard-earned money.
Why that camera for?
Chances are you've seen him.
Try to get to the restaurant.
Sympathized with his wheelchair, his drawn hands, his story ripped at your heart.
Damn, give me money and to get
About
something.
it.
Best in Lex. I appreciate you guys busting me.
We appreciate this.
Yeah, I'm really good at it, really good. I clear about $100,000 a year doing this.
$100,000 a year. Disgusting. Some people believe that if they give money, the beggar will just use the money to buy alcohol or drugs. They are not entirely wrong. Many of the homeless and beggars suffer from alcohol and drug addiction. Some believe that beggars should be taken care of by the government, the church, and charities, and therefore they don't need their help. They're not entirely wrong. There are many organizations within society that are actively working to help people in need. Still, some simply don't feel any reason to help beggars or feel their money wouldn't really help them. They are not entirely wrong. Giving to beggars can be a form of enabling and reinforce the beggar's belief that this is the best thing for them to do in order to make money. Not to mention that the money may be used for self-destructive behavior, such as drug and or alcohol abuse.
I get asked very regularly by people while I'm walking down the street. I get asked for money or whatever. And the one side of this argument is that don't give them the money. They could be spending it on anything. You don't know what they're spending it on. They could be spending it on alcohol, and is that really helping them, and stuff like that. I tend to think of this as if they say that they need help for something, and they're lying to me, and they're getting the best of me or whatever. I think it's a very human thing to not want to be wronged by someone or duped or tricked. It's very human. It's hard not to be that way. I think that we are called to love and not make assumptions and not judge first. And if the least that we can do, if the very least that we can do is give them money, if we can't help in any further degree, then I think that for the sake of our own hearts, we need to be willing to give.
Poverty is a big problem facing humanity. Whether you choose to give money or otherwise help strangers or not, the fact is world poverty is everyone's problem, and it is a problem that will only get worse. The world's population is increasing at an incredible rate. Technology is advancing at an incredible speed. Machines do more and more of the work that people used to be paid to do. This trend is not slowing down anytime soon. Life expectancy is on the rise, and more people are living well into retirement age. The rich get richer, while the poor get poorer. What does the future of humanity look like if things keep going the way they are going? Billions will live in poverty. The rich will continue to separate themselves from the poor. They will have their robot workforce build walls to keep the poor out. The poor masses will continue to struggle to survive. The rich few will live protected lives of luxury and happiness. The future is already here. Ultimately, the choice is ours to make. We can choose to work together and make the future bright for all people. Basic human needs could be a right. If we wanted to, we could make clean drinking water free to everyone. Feeding the world's population could be a priority. Meals provided free to anyone that needs. It is very possible to build minimum housing for all who need it. Nobody goes without a home to call their own. We can build renewable energy and provide it to everyone free. We can all have a great future if we work together for the good of all. But first, can you spare any change? Think carefully, because your answer is all important. Thanks for watching The English of Life. I am begging you, please, 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 please subscribe to the channel and like the video. The Supernatural English Study Method is on Patreon. Support my work on Patreon at www.patreon.com/teacherbrian. Master the English language for only $25 a month. That's $25, 150 RMB, 20 euros, 17.5 British pounds, 2,700 Japanese yen, 1,600 Indian rupees, 1,500 Russian rubles, 1,300 Filipino pesos, 25,000 South Korean won, and I will gladly accept cash in any currency. Credit card? No problem. Bitcoin? Litecoin? Western Union? Money order? MoneyGram? Check by mail? Bank transfer? PayPal? Alipay? Starbucks gift card? Or how about WeChat?